What's going on YouTube? Benable Straws back with a data mine video. Big shouts out to Casper underscore 1444 for data mining all of these. He says, Shadow King trial enemies data mined. Odin is going to be on node 10. The nodes are not tuned for Captain Britain. Have fun fighting with Cosmic Crucible mode turned on, of course. Cabal, Superior 6, and that Odin on node 10 without Captain Britain. Though, to be fair, Illuminati without Captain Britain does counter Superior 6 in Crucible, and there isn't even a green goblin that spawns in at first. Big shouts out, Casper. Thank you so much for bringing these data mines up to the light. Let's go over all of the nodes one by one. Node number 1 will have no requirements. Wave 1 will be Daredevil. Hand damage bonus. It seems like it's just going to be a hand minion, another hand minion. There will be a Moon Knight, a hand support heal. So I guess it's just the healing minion that is for hand. It'll be Moon Knight, Daredevil. Then in wave 2 we have Nobu, White Tiger, Shang-Chi, Elektra. Let's see, another Elektra, Misty Knight, Calling Wing, and a hand sentry, a stealth hand sentry. And wave 3 will have a Nobu, Daredevil, Night Nurse, another hand sentry, another healing hand minion, Man Thing, Moon Knight, and Oath. So thankfully Raid isn't turned on, so should be able to just blast through that and be able to farm all of your abilities up for the next nodes. Like, you want to be able to have all of your Illuminati stuff ready, your ults ready, everything ready pretty much. And you can even start to farm up your Annihilators and get Thanos endgame ultimate ready and all that. You know, you really want to have your Undying ready as well for that node number 5. Node number 2 is going to be Illuminati. Wave number 1 is going to be the Leader, Craven the Hunter, Lizard, Spider Slayer, and the Leader. Remember, Crucible tags will be on, so just be mindful of that when you're battling these nodes. Wave 2 is going to be Namor, Doc Ock, Rhino, and Red Hulk. Wave 3 will be Iron Patriot, Green Goblin, Classic, and Iron Patriot. Node number 3 will be Global Villain. Wave 1 will be Cosmic Ghost Rider, Captain Carter, Iron Man, Infinity War, Darkhawk, and Cosmic Ghost Rider. Wave number 2 will have Black Knight, Rescue, Ironheart, and Agent Venom. Wave number 3 will be Captain America World War II, US Agent, Iron Man Infinity War, and Starbrand. Nothing really too crazy. I feel like Global Villain, like Orcus, is just going to be able to walk all over that. But of course there are other Global Villain tunes, just in case you guys may not have Orcus, that you guys are going to be able to choose from. Node number 4 is Brawler, non-mythic. Wave number 1 is going to be Sentinel, Lady Deathstrike, Sentinel, Silver Samurai, Sentinel, Sabretooth, and then when you load into wave 2, it's going to be Omega Red, Omega Sentinel. So I would definitely err on the side of caution and get rid of that Lady Deathstrike first, and all of those Sentinels before those 2 Omega Sentinels drop. You want to make sure that all of those Sentinels are gone, because you don't want that synergy to hit the second the next wave hits. And in wave number 3, you will have a Nimrod and a Nimrod. In node number 5, you will have to use Undying or Mercenaries. In wave number 1, it'll have Spider Weaver, Titania, another Titania, an Absorbing Man, another Absorbing Man, and a Cybele? Not necessarily sure what that could be. I don't necessarily know anybody by the name of Cybele or Cybele, whatever that is. Wave number 2 will be Deathpool, Moonstone, Vol, and a Moonstone. And wave number 3 will be Kang the Conqueror and Ultron. Remember that Crucible effects will be on. So that Spider Weaver, you want to control. You absolutely want to control that Spider Weaver. Do not hit her when you first load in. Start to work around with the absorbing men, because you're going to need unavoidables to get through that. If you're going to be using mercs for money, you're definitely going to be wanting the Old Man Logan special, but sadly his ultimate and special aren't unavoidable, so you don't want to get stuck behind those charges. You have to be very, very, very mindful of that, because it could just be an endless loop of just constant charges. You don't want to get caught in that. Node number 6 is going to be Annihilators. In the Annihilators node, you will have to fight a wave 1 of Guardian, Sasquatch, Wolverine, Sasquatch, Pandapool, and Pandapool. No Cosmic Crucible stuff there, really. But the arena stuff, you guys are gonna walk straight through that. I don't necessarily see there being an issue there. In wave number 2, you'll have a North Star and a Deadpool. Nothing really too crazy there. In wave number 3, you'll have an Old Man Logan, Deathpool, and Sunfire. You're going to want to be able to get through that very, very, very efficiently. You may want to try to get that Old Man Logan below half health before you special with endgame Thanos, or even just delete him off the map with an Ultimus. You want to be able to get that Old Man Logan out of there, because you do have a Sunfire in here, and he will have his Crucible tags on, so you have to be very mindful of that. He might be able to get synergy if you leave a Sasquatch, Wolverine, North Star, or a Sunfire up. As well as these Death Pools, you don't want that synergy to start going crazy, because she is Crucible as well. In Node 7, you're going to have Global Villain. Wave number 1 will be Black Widow, Spider-Man Big Time, Elsa Bloodstone, Morbius, and Yellow Jacket. Like I said, you guys can just use Orcus here, or there's a number of global villains as well. You're not necessarily going to have too hard of a time on that. Of course, all of this is subject to change, so you got to be very mindful of that. In wave number 2, you'll have Ant-Man, Ghost, Swarm, and Dr. Voodoo. Another thing you guys will be able to walk straight through. And in wave number 3, you'll have Baron Mordo, Agatha Harkness, and Morgan Le Fay. Agatha Harkness and Morgan Le Fay do have arena callouts, so you have to be very mindful of that when you're moving into those nodes, because the global villains that you may take in may not have arena or Crucible tags, so just be very mindful of that moving into that node. Node number 8 is going to be Brawler non-mythic. Wave number 1 will be Rogue, Gambit, Iceman, Cyclops, Bishop, Dazzler, and Jubilee. So that is going to have Crucible tags on. You got to be really careful about that, because Rogue, Gambit, Cyclops, that mix really stinks. But Rogue, Gambit, and Dazzler will all have their Crucible tags, so you have to be very careful with that. And then wave number 2 will have a Colossus, a Magic, and a Kitty Pryde. And wave number 3 will have a Madeline Pryor. Very strange that there's going to be a Madeline Pryor there. She does crazy things, but not on our side. They always save all the good stuff for them, right? In node number 9, we have Undying or Mercenaries again from node 5 to node 9. Undying or Mercenaries, wave 1 will be Cloak, Dagger, Nova, Thor, Groot, and Cosmo. In wave 2, you will have Star-Lord Annihilation, Star-Lord, Firestar, Gwenpool, Korg, and Gamora. So you have to be careful with the Firestar and the Gwenpool here with their Crucible tags. In wave number 3, you'll have Adam Warlock, Thor Infinity War, Moondragon, and Deathpool. So Deathpool, Firestar, and Gwenpool, all 3 of them will be able to give Deathpool her charges, so you have to be very careful with that as well. As well as there's a Groot here, there is a Gamora, there's an Adam Warlock, and a Moondragon, so 4 members. Well, 3 members of the Infinity Watch, just something to look out for, because they're going to be feeding off of one another. And of course, in node number 10, best for last, it's going to be Illuminati or Annihilators. Wave number 1 will be Thor, Jane Thor, Loki, Thor, Sylvie, and Sif. Not too wild. I think Illuminati is just going to walk straight through that. Wave number 2 is going to be Loki, Teen, Beta Ray Bill, and Valkyrie. Wave number 3 is going to be Vol, Hela, Heimdall, and Sylvie. And wave 4 will have Odin. Not necessarily sure if you're going to have too much of a problem with this, considering none of them are Crucible and none of them are Arena. So you guys are going to... It's a race to the finish! So may the race begin. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this Datamine video. Another big shout out to Casper_1414 for posting this in the Marvel Strike Force Reddit. A link to this will be in the description to share with your friends. Be sure to share this video with them as well. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of all of these juicy data mines here. And as always, everybody, I will catch all of you in the next one. Best of luck in the Shadow King trials.